We're at the final pit before the main pit. I have in fact thrown up everywhere.
My name is Garret Harvey. I just raced part of the 2021 Mint 400.
My name is Corey Iavarone, and I helped Garret co-drive the Mint 400.
The Mint 400 is a desert race. It's been going on since 1968. It was started with the Mint Casino, kind of old school Vegas, big lights, neon signs, everything. And then everyone was starting off-road racing, and they would go down the Vegas Strip as everyone's building cars, casino sponsoring cars, things like that. The sport got bigger, sport grew, and it's been going on since then. So to prepare this year, we had a few companies step in, help us out. MP was huge in getting us a motor that we could actually compete with that Slutton Engineering built. With two of them helping us out, you know, we have a motor that can put us at the top of the pack with everybody else. You know, we're never down on power. We did some testing with that. Changed a few things up, and now we have a reliable drivetrain in the car, or powertrain.
I was told it needed to be hooked up. I thought it was in the car. It wasn't until we landed that I found out it wasn't even with the car. So, you know, you've got the drama of, can we get it done in time? Of course we did. We had a great team with us to get it done. All right, so it's a little past 10 o'clock and I'm in Las Vegas, obviously. There isn't really anything good to see here, but the motor is in the car. The throttle cable is being hooked up now. The oil lines were just hooked up. We put a new throttle cable in the car. There's a few other things going on that's a little above my pay grade at this point. Tim and Peter, I believe his name is, from MP are here. They're giving us a hand. But yeah, we just got this sweet ass parking lot that's empty, but plenty bright to do the work we need to do. I think we need to have the car running for tomorrow morning for the parade and tech inspection. So I think it's going to be a fairly long night. It depends how the rest of this oil system goes. I'll think about it if I want to update. I don't know.
Bring it for another 2 seconds.
Engine installation juice. Motor is in. It runs. It stops. There's oil pressure. There's fuel pressure. It sounds happy. It idles correctly. I think we need to finish up a few things tomorrow morning. And then I think everything is going to be good. I don't know. We'll follow up then. So it's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock-ish. And we are back working on the car. There's some other people in the parking lot with us. That's the empty car from the guys that was helping us last night. These guys are running rash orange colored Beetle. Those of you who know will know. Probably gonna need a refill on those. Those are the empty guys. Our car's tucked right in over there. It was a late night, but it was a successful night. I think, as I said last night before the GoPro died on me, today we have to have the car running and driving for the parade and allegedly tech inspection, although there's some confusion whether or not it's today or tomorrow, Thursday. It's not just us who's confused. Everyone seems to be confused over it. Fremont Street's right over there, and all the vendors are setting up to shut down the road. So I'll try and get some footage of that later. I don't know, this is pretty cool. It's definitely a high stress, high pressure situation with a lot of this stuff. It seems like everyone else has stuff to fix when they get here. So it's not just us, that's cool. I will check back in a little bit when I can actually be helpful with something on the car.
Raffle that off.
How full is this?
Planes cuts on the West Coast.
Yeah, dude. It runs, it drives, it stops, it shifts. I think it's 12:45 right now, and we have to be at the parade for 1:30. So we made it. Let's just hope it keeps moving in the right direction. Also, this homeless person's really been enjoying watching us. She's been cheering us on, so shouts to this person. We made it. We're going to the parade. connection. Last thing we have to do is helmet and fire suits tomorrow, and then we will be ready to go. This is some of the modifications I recorded earlier. This new airbox didn't fit. And you got these lunatics at the end who are gonna do this on a motorcycle. So there's always someone more brave than you. We are at the Rugged Radio tent, getting the radios checked out for the race. We need our radio to communicate with the pit crew, and then we need our radio to communicate with home base, and then we need to be sure that Garrett and I can talk to each other, and that we can communicate with race officials as well. So Rugged Radio lets you pull your car up, they go over everything, they tune everything. Looks like they're upgrading some radio stuff now. We pushed the car through Josh went through the footage. It's kind of like a vendor's row, and we were able to talk to a bunch of people and hand out some stickers, and this is a pretty wild experience so far. There hasn't been too much footage because we're busy. It's very, very, very busy. There's a lot to do, not even like fun-wise, just like work-wise. This is like pretty intense. So hopefully after tomorrow I can actually talk about it more and have a better understanding of what we're doing. So I asked, well, to prepare for the race, I asked Garrett a handful of times what I should do. And I swung by the shop here. We printed out an 11x17 map of last year's course. He told me to bring chapstick for my lips because it's dry in Las Vegas. And I found a video on YouTube of last year's race. And I followed that turn for turn the whole way, and I learned it. And then I learned that the course changed. And now we're running it backwards, and it's shorter.
The start of the race was great. I knew to expect the long wait this year. That was new to Corey. Mick had joked that he, had heat exhaustion before the race started last year. It was a little cooler this year, so it wasn't too bad. Our plan of the start of the race was to start slow and, kind of follow some of the veteran guys we were starting next to. And all my adrenaline got the best of me, and we pretty much sent it full speed off the first jump and made the whole crowd cheer. And I looked over at Corey, asked him if he was all good, and he was all good, and we just started racing.
Into the race itself, I expected it to be smoother than it was. I think I underestimated what we were about to partake on.
So the race this year, we were going great. We had a little mishap off the start, fixed the throttle cable, made sure the shocks were all good. The first 30 miles or so, I forget what mile marker the first pit was, about 30 miles. We made it there, it was great. We pulled in, I had Tubby, Will, K-Mats were my remote pit crew for there. They pulled us in and it looked like a NASCAR team hopping out. They jacked up the car, they checked suspension, they were making sure Corey and I were all good, waters, anything we needed. They checked the whole car, it was good, and we got back out there. They let us know that at the 40-mile mark, there was a big sand hill that every Class 11 car was stuck on.
Anything rubbing in the front?
Check the rear shock.
Okay, anything rubbing in the front?
No, we're all good.
Rear passenger, rear
No,
driver?
we're all good. It's all good.
One side again?
My side.
Okay, total back at all clutch and the car.
Corey, turn that down. stuck? 40? All the pressure up to the front of my left to 40.
There's a kind of weatherman that you took the wrong turn, but kind of weatherman you took the wrong turn, but you go.
I didn't take a wrong turn. It must have been the start.
There you go. Okay. I don't know. They got the number wrong. I see nothing obvious with it.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, he has nothing doing it.
So we'll take fuel at the next stop. Okay. K-Mats, go stand in front and tell me when they're clear, okay? Everything's clear. Good.
So in my mind, when I'm racing, I'm always kind of, staying steps ahead. You're never looking at what's in front of you, kind of seeing what's coming at you. And definitely, in a car with not the best suspension, you definitely need to keep an eye on that stuff. When we started the race and had the crazy jump, there were a few things that kind of got a little loose, and had to keep that stuff in mind. And you definitely need to think ahead, what side of the car, what wheels, what shocks you're hitting this stuff with. Looking ahead to see the big ruts that are out there that the trophy trucks are building. They can get over the stuff. They get, 30 inches suspension travel. We get just a little tiny bit, and we'll high center the thing like nothing. So, we're driving around, staying on high points, getting into low points where we can get some speed through, and just always looking for any little bit that we can not break the car, but carry speed through. Corey did a great job getting me directed to that spot, and he gave me the pep talk to give it hell up the hill, and we got about 3/4 of the way up. Didn't want to ruin the car, so we kind of took it easy, got a tow up that hill, and it was pretty brutal after that. So that was about the 40-mile marker. The next 30 to 40 miles were pretty, I guess 30 miles. The next 30 miles were the most brutal terrain I've seen in a race car in a really long time.
Hey, I'm gonna get in. He had to get towed to up there.
All right.
Let's make sure this thing can fucking... Don't forget your glasses.
Thank you.
Even for a quad that I used to do, it would have been brutal for that. So we took it easy through there, and that's kind of when the car started to show a few weak points. You know, skid plates coming loose. We were rattling some of the fenders loose. This car is all original steel from '68 still, so some of the holes on the fenders were ripping out, and that's why they were flapping in the breeze. And we nursed the car into the pit and did the best we could. The second pit. That was at the 71, 72 mile mark, something like that. So we pulled into that pit, and that's when the whole crew, we had a crew from a couple of the other teams hopped in, helped us out. You know, everybody's trying to flag us into their pits because they didn't know if we had a pit crew at that second remote pit. Everybody's trying to help out. Everyone, you know, come running over because their cars weren't there. So they were helping us out just to keep us racing. Corey and I got out of the car at that point, you know, to get our bearings. I think Corey had a little puke to wipe off his face, and I was into it. So just trying to keep myself calm, have some water, relax for a couple minutes while they took the fenders off. We pulled in. I was thinking our air filter was clogged, but it was actually, we had a misfire. So that didn't get figured out till the end. But, you know, it's probably a 5 to 10 minute stop. And, you know, for this type of racing, that's not too bad for the amount of work they did on that car. It was really good. But, you know, Corey got his bearings back. I was ready to go. I had some water. We were all good to go. The plan was just, you know, nurse the car because I didn't have skid plates at this point. They had ripped off in the past 30 miles. It was just so brutal. Nurse the car to the finish line and at least get one lap done out of the 98 miles or something like that it was.
Well, we got the back jack. Oh, okay.
Maybe easy. Go grab the other jack.
I don't know what I look like right now, but we've done about 71 miles. We're at the final pit before the main pit. I have in fact thrown up everywhere. This is the fucking hardest thing ever. Here, tell them how you feel.
We're fucking doing it. It's brutal out there.
This is
brutal.
way more brutal than I expected. I'd say probably the first 30 miles is about what I expected. After that, it was way more than I anticipated.
We've got an absolute epic fucking pit crew helping us right now.
Yeah, I hit this. Yeah, I wanted to get the video of Tubby curb stomping that skid plate. I mean, check out the car.
Off the start.
I mean, we put that on video. That thing's mangled. Fender coming off there. We lost our fender there. Skid plate. Other fender. Rear deck light has to go back on per rules.
Ahí viene, güey. Vente con tu güey ahí que le ayude.
I don't know if you remember when I told you everything was a high stress, intense environment. It's definitely true, but there's so many people who just want to help, and I mean, I don't even know these people. Garret doesn't know them either. Those guys that just ran away, I don't know any of them more. So everyone just wants to help. I think we've got 20-something miles until we get to the main pit. We just want to get it in there, and then we can reassess. This is fucking brutal.
Hey Garret, start gearing up.
Yeah, I am.
There's still a chance, you know what I mean?
Corey, you good on water? You need anything?
No, I'm good on water.
You guys are like 6 on the road.
Yeah, I hear you.
Thank you.
Alright, boys.
Yeah, keep it clean and you'll have fun.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Keep it going. You're gonna be fourth. You're gonna be fourth. You're gonna be safe. Sunday cruise. Don't let them.
See you soon.
another 2 miles, about mile and a half to the 73 mile mark, 72 and a half, I forget. And that's when our race ended.
Straighten out your wheels again. Once you get rolling, cut it the other way so you can pull off the track. Go that way.
Can you radar them and say we're temporarily going off comms?
11:39 to pit, so we have to temporarily get off comms.
Like shining one Sunday morning, I grew up without a warning. Misty hills and dark red mountains traumatized broken. Lonely boat on cold still water, locked in tower, only daughter, lock the doors that want to open, a pool of tears remain. Walking in the shadows, landscape from the things I want to escape, knowing full and well I'll stay connected with my health. Stillness over the water, the traumatized, heavy waters. I used to be so young and free, but now I'm bound by the bonds that be. I know what I should do, and I've known it for a long time, and I've only gotta do it. Brain is formed by choices before standing by the water, seashore, set the sails lower, the bridge, the princess still is sleeping. Serene unearthly winds are blowing, stones and dirt and clear eyes throwing, clarity has vanished like some last breath on earth. It's just a phase, like a real smile on my face. I know what I could be, and I do struggle with destiny, and I get through. No wonder I feel blue.
Overall, we've definitely learned a lot this year. It's only our third race in this car. I think at this point, with having the transmission go out, we found every weak point we can. We fixed what we can. So once this gets fixed, I think we should be good. We'll have stronger skid plates, do some more enforcements around the transmission to make sure nothing flexes and can break. Just overall, get the car prepped a bit better. You know, we've made it 50 miles further than we did last year, so we're definitely learning. This is new to us. We're from the East Coast, Northeast. Everyone's in the Southwest doing these things, so it's definitely a learning curve, but I think we're just about there. My favorite parts from this year were, I think the fact that we have met some people over the past, year and a half, 2 years, it was good to see some people we haven't seen that, you know, really helped us out when we first started. With it being Vegas, there's definitely a few stories that we can't really tell because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but definitely some good times on this trip.
My favorite part of the race is when we were crossing the dry lake bed. You know, a few seconds in, our speed's building, we're moving pretty quick, and Garret says to me on the, you know, the communications and the mics that we're talking to each other on, he says, "Did you ever think you would be in a Beetle with your friend driving across the dry lake bed at 80 miles an hour?" No, definitely never. I mean, I never thought I'd be in a Beetle moving 80 miles an hour, never mind in Nevada, in, you know, a race, doing something I never thought I'd do in my life. The worst part of the race was certainly climbing up the last hill before the transmission let go. And just that sinking feeling of, we knew we lost some gears, we were just searching for any gear that we could keep moving in the forward direction. And once we knew we didn't have any left, that was certainly the worst, because I wasn't by any means done.
Next time we go out with this car, I just want to finish whatever race it is. We've had the 3 DNFs. Definitely when the car is together, the speed's there. Just hold the car together and get a finish is the main goal. Then we can work up from there.